Hi, my name is Rodney Lamb, and this is my informative speech. What would you do if you lived in a place where your actions, thoughts, even words felt restricted? Sounds like prison, right? Well, welcome to my life as a Vietnamese American, where the pressure is high, the tension is high, and the word relax is non existent. I'm sure many of you can relate to a moment when your parents were treating you unjustly. To me, I've had many moments. In fact, I had so many moments that I've created a list of rules to help keep me out of trouble. After listening to my speech, I hope you understand my perspective as a Vietnamese American and how I balance life between two cultures, Asian and American. More importantly, I hope that you understand and appreciate a variety of different cultures because it will help broaden your view as an individual. Before we discuss that, however, let's go over my experience as a Vietnamese American. Growing up, I lived by a couple of important rules. One of them being always respect my elders, as if they are royalty. At the dinner table, this means inviting your elders to eat first and making sure that they eat the best meal. One time, I was so hungry that I forgot about this rule. I dived into the delicious dishes. However, my parents instantly cleared their voices and they cocked their heads. Uh-oh, I was in trouble. This brings me to my next point, how to deal with an emotional scolding. Whenever I score low on a test, whenever I talk back to my parents, or whenever I don't do any of their requests, I receive an emotional scolding. Rodney, go clear the table. I told you to go clear the table, didn't I? Why don't you ever listen to me? Go take your clothes and go clear the table. These emotional scoldings are loud, repetitive shrills that are just like when our grandparents tell us an old history lesson, except with intensity and anger. Finally, one of the most important rules is understanding relationships with others, knowing who's in my in group, knowing who's in my out group. For instance, my parents expect me to marry one particular type of person, and that's a Vietnamese girl. In fact, many other Vietnamese Americans share this similar mindset. According to research, 73% of Vietnamese Americans marry another Vietnamese American. What a coincidence. Thankfully, I haven't committed to that. Now that we've gone over some of the norms in my household, let's go over some of the troubles that I face as a Vietnamese American. Imagine being a child at lunch and imagine your friends all of a sudden turning their backs towards you and holding their nose, making fun of the food that you're eating because you brought a rice dish with fish. That was me, and when I was younger, this would often happen to me. I would often lose my appetite. Maybe that's why I'm so skinny. Another example of home life and professional life coming into conflict is at work. At work, my eyes go up, while at home, my eyes go down. At work, my boss expects collaboration, while at home, my parents expect obedience. Finally, one of the ways that my home life and my professional life come into clash is through my parents' expectations. My parents expect me to be perfect in all sorts of ways, have perfect test scores, have perfect success, be the perfect child, while American parents expect their kids to make mistakes along a path and to make sure that they grow from their mistakes and take on new opportunities. For me, that wasn't the case. And in fact, I was actually quite scared of taking on new opportunities because I know that I might not be perfect at it. Now that we've gone over some of the troubles that I face, let's go over how I changed from one side to another. At home, my attitude is one where I'm quiet. I always listen to my parents and I don't talk back. While at work, I make sure that my attitude shifts to one where I want to make my opinion be heard and let my voice be heard. Two, mannerisms. At work, I'm loud as I tell jokes and I always make eye contact with people. While at home, I'm quiet and I keep my eyes down to avoid eye contact. Third, risks. At home, I don't take as many risks because I know that my parents might punish me. However, at work or at school, I take as many risks as I can because I know that these opportunities, I will learn a lot from them, and I know that there aren't going to be as many punishments. Now that we've gone over how I switched from side to side, Let's review what I covered. Today, I shared how I changed from one life to another. I showed you I shared my troubles as a Vietnamese American, and I shared the rules in my household, the norms of being a Vietnamese American. Don't get me wrong, I love my parents, and my parents love me beyond measure. They make sure my needs are met, they make sure I'm safe, they will do everything in their power to help me become successful through academic endeavors, and they care about me. Honestly, I'm thankful to be a Vietnamese American because moving between these two cultures has taught me to become nimble, tolerant, and compassionate. Thank you for listening to my speech.